Hey, what's up guys? So we're back with another reaction video. If you're new channel, welcome. So this isn't Star Wars, this is not SCP Foundation, this is not Warhammer 40k, this is just something like a little expansion. So if you guys see, I have a few videos that talk about like other things like modern society and also Gen Z who can't answer like basic questions, like they don't even know how many stars are on the flag, they can't name 3 countries outside the United States, they don't even know what a dime or a nickel is, they don't even know what year the United States was founded. I know it's horrible. But now we're gonna be checking out a different video. This one is called The Dumbest Criminals of All Time. Now crime, if you guys look at certain histories and certain heists that have been pulled off, it takes a lot of time, a lot of planning, a lot of equipment, and those guys have pretty good IQ. But I guess the ones who get caught, they're not really geniuses. So I'm really excited to see what kind of criminals, like what exactly did they do that they would have a spot in a video where they have an explanation of like how they get caught or what they did. So I'm really excited to see what happens next. So without anything else, let's jump into the video.
In 2009, Matthew McNally and Joey Miller robbed a home in Iowa using masks drawn onto their faces with permanent black marker. Whilst on the run, the two discovered that permanent black marker doesn't rub off easily, leading to their simple arrest and embarrassingly stupid mugshot. Marker doesn't rub off easily.
So this is how we're gonna start. So instead of putting on a mask, like a ski mask or anything, they drew it on themselves. Wait, look. The guy on the left, Matthew McNally, he looks like he tried to do some sort of Batman thing, and the one on the right, I don't know what he tried to do. It looks like he didn't even get like the left eye or anything. He gave up and said, "Oh man, I ran out of ink on this permanent marker." But dude, that is crazy. And as he said,
mark leading to their
they weren't able to remove it. So the police knocked on the door and said, "I'm sorry, is this you?" No. I mean, this is just, Halloween. So wait, they didn't know that permanent marker does not remove that well either? Dude, this is crazy. And they matched a witness description, I bet. And they were dubbed Dumb and Dumber.
Simple arrest and embarrassingly stupid mugshots. However, these two still look like geniuses in comparison to some of the other idiots we'll be talking about as we discuss the stupidest criminals of all time. Take for example MacArthur Wheeler, who robbed 2 banks in broad daylight as he thought that pouring lemon juice on his face would make him invisible to cameras. When shown the bank surveillance footage, Wheeler refused to believe that he was visible, stating to officers, "But I wore the juice," believing that as long as he didn't come near a heat source, he should have been completely invisible. Police concluded that Wheeler was not crazy or on drugs, just incredibly mistaken, with the lemon juice mistake eventually costing Wheeler a 24.5-year prison sentence. However, if we're on the top—
Oh my dude, my stomach hurts. Oh man. So wait, is that, wait, what's the thing about lemon juice and not a heat source? This kind of reminds me of that movie National Treasure with Nicolas Cage, where they were on the back of the Declaration of Independence and they had to use lemon juice to reveal the invisible ink and heat as well, or something like that. Is that what it is? But I don't know. What's the correlation between this? But where did you get the information that putting lemon juice on his face is going to make him invisible? I mean, he would have saved himself a whole lot of time and trouble if he just put on a mask. But then again, hey, these are dumbest criminals.
Topic of terrible disguises, then we can't go past Dennis Hawkins, whose disguise as an old lady wasn't much better. His sweater accompanied fake boobs, a full beard, and fittingly clown pants, with this insanely recognizable outfit helping police to catch Hawkins only an hour after the robbery. The police chief for the area stated, "He would get my nomination for dumbest criminal, I think. You still have his black facial hair with a blondish wig. Definitely different." Different is also a good way to describe Patrick Maguire's disguise, who robbed an Illinois convenience store while covering his face with a clear plastic bag. He was only able to obtain $60 from the robbery. However, due to his extensive criminal history, he was sentenced to 15 years in prison for robbery.
14 previous felony convictions. Bro. Well, now I know why he got caught. He thinks a clear plastic bag is a good idea, but
history. He was sentenced to 15 years in prison for the stunt, meaning that he had to spend 1 year in prison for every $4 stolen from the store. Talk about a bad return. Equally bad was Paul Sinclair's, who attempted to rob a bank in Florida by using his fingers curled up into a gun shape. The quote-unquote weapon was so non-threatening that the bank teller gave him only $120, after which he'd flee on foot before being caught by police only 10 minutes later. The quote-unquote weapon was so non-threatening that the bank teller gave him only $120, after...
Wait, hold up. So, not only did the guy go like this, he still got something out of it? Oh, man. So, wait, how does this go? Instead of like pulling a gun, he just said, "Give me the money! Give me the money!" I'm not playing. I curled this finger and you're about to end your life. Oh, man, dude, that's funny. Oh, man, dude, I don't know how... So the guy that put the lemon juice on his face, it said that he's not on drugs or mentally ill or anything like that. That makes it worse. If he was mentally ill or on drugs, then it would have made sense. But the fact that it's none of the above, it's even worse.
To which he'd flee on foot before being caught by police only 10 minutes later. Then there was James Blankenship, who thought that robbery was legal as long as you did it at a certain time of day. Back in 2013, Blankenship broke into his own mother's home, after which the police were called, who would take to their Facebook page later that day to explain what had happened. He fled the scene upon seeing his mother. The male was located under the house, hiding in a crawl space. When advised of his charges, he made the statement, "I thought you could only be charged with burglary if you break in during the night time." Blankenship was given 180 days in jail and ordered to pay a $100 fine, yet this wasn't the only time when a person was done with burglary if you break in during the night time. Blankenship was given 180 days in jail and ordered to pay a $100 fine.
So he got 6 months in jail and pay $100 in a fine for breaking into his mom's house. Well, I mean, besides the fact he's gonna have a bad relationship with mom, or maybe the relationship was already bad, but come on, man, why your mom's house? And where did you get the information that it's illegal during the daytime? Or he said he thought, never mind. Anyways, let's just continue.
Yet this wasn't the Ruben Pavin was caught stealing from a charity thrift shop in New Hampshire. He'd state that he thought everything was free because of the name of the business, Finders Keepers. The sign did say Finders Keepers, so I took that DVD player, took it home, Pavin told the local TV station. A couple of weeks later, the stuff is still there on the porch, so I'm thinking to myself, Finders Keepers, they probably just put stuff out there for people to take. The business responded via Facebook stating, "This man who was caught on video is saying it is all a misunderstanding. He thought everything at our store was free. Is that really the best defense he could come up with?" After which...
Hey. Hey, I thought everything you could just take because the store legit says Finders Keepers, man. I never heard of a business called Finders Keepers. Well, I mean, then again, naming a business like that, come on. But what is it? Is it kind of like a Goodwill or... I don't know.
Pavin reportedly turned in the stolen goods to police, holding that he's not a bad person or a bad dad, and is rather just unbelievably stupid. But was he as dumb as Derek Mosley, who in 2013 attempted to rob a store named Discount Gun Sales by using a baseball bat? When Mosley allegedly barged into Discount Gun Sales and smashed a display counter with his baseball bat, the store manager simply pulled out his own personal firearm and pointed it straight at the would-be robber, holding Mosley in the store until he was arrested and charged with first-degree robbery. A similar story then came out of Texas in July 2022 when a gun store was robbed at knife point, although this tale instead ended in a body bag as the robber was fatally shot by the store owner as he tried to exit with his loot. But what happens when you accidentally call 911?
So let me get this straight. You walk into a gun store holding a baseball bat and you're holding it like this, like a lightsaber, and you're telling the guy, "Hey, I'm gonna start swinging if you don't give me a gun." And then the store manager just goes, "Okay." Bro, you have a better chance of robbing a bank, like a ATM or bank, than a gun store. Because a bank, you get money, and if you just take out the security guards and the cameras, Okay, but a gun store, come on, man, dude, that place is literally filled with items that can take your life. Now, oh my god, dude, and a baseball bat, like how did you think this was gonna go? Because the gun stores are all gonna have guns. When I let's see, when I had bought my Beretta M9, and it was a local store about like maybe half a mile away from where I live. When I went there, every single employee there had a holstered firearm. The one who helped me out had a 6 hour, and another guy had like a Glock, and the other one I don't know what he had because it was on his right side, and he was helping another customer, so I didn't see it. But yeah, each and every single one of them had a holstered firearm. So, dude, that is crazy though.
On one whilst committing a crime. Pocket dialing the police is probably a fairly common occurrence. However, for Carson Reinhardt and Nathan Tekla-Merriam, it happened at the most unfortunate moment, specifically while they were breaking into a car. The alert dispatcher soon realized that the call was an accidental one, and moreover that the guys on the other end might be up to no good. For the next 35 minutes, the dispatcher stayed on the line, listening and gathering information, as Tekla-Merriam and Reinhardt did the following. Discovered a car that they thought they could burglarize, discussed how to break into the car, allegedly broke into the car, exclaimed in delight over finding narcotics in the car, became confused as to how and why a police car was following them, and reacted in disbelief when the arresting officer revealed that they'd been on the line to 911 the entire time. Scott Simon found himself
Wait. So let me get this straight. So they broke into a car and they found narcotics, drugs inside the car, and then so while they're driving away, they're just going. They look at the rearview mirror and going, "Bro, why is that? Bro, why is that police car following us? Ah, maybe he's going somewhere else. Bro, he's still on us." But man, how do you accidentally dial 911? I mean, like, is it even possible to like butt dial something like that? Well, I mean, for me personally, I never butt dialed anyone because I never keep my phone in the back pocket like that. I always keep it on the side pocket, so that never happened to me, believe it or not.
Revealed that they'd been on the line to 911 the entire time. Scott Simon found himself in a similar situation, although under much more severe circumstances. Whilst on trial for murder in 2015, Scott was successfully sentenced to life in prison, as 2 years prior he'd pocket dialed the police while admitting to a friend that he was the one who committed the crime. He had no idea he called 911, a sheriff's office spokeswoman told the Miami Herald. He basically told on himself, as did Albert Bailey, although in a much stupider way. Bailey had planned on robbing a bank in Fairfield, Connecticut, although rather than exercising the element of surprise, he'd call the bank prior to the robbery stating, "I want $100,000 in large bills and no die packs. I'll be sending someone into the bank to get the money. Don't call the police, we are monitoring the police scanner." Prior to making this phone call, Bailey had already served 7 years in prison for a previous bank robbery. However, this new plan was equally ineffective, as after arriving at the bank to collect his cash, Bailey was locked inside, arrested, and sentenced to another 9 years in prison. Although, if he wanted to avoid this time behind.
So let me get this straight. This guy already served time for failure to rob a bank successfully, and not only did he do the same ineffective tactic, and that got him landed in jail again, he called ahead of time. Bro, this man literally called and asked for $100,000 like it's a takeout order. That's crazy. Oh man, and I think we're monitoring the police scanner part is a bluff. But if you did the exact same tactic and it failed and landed you 7 years in prison, what makes you think it's gonna be successful this time? Oh, dude, he should have just learned his lesson and get an honest job, but guess he didn't. Now he's back in for another 9 years.
Behind bars, he could have had a chat with Tito and Amanda Watts, who got arrested in Florida for selling tickets to enter heaven at a price of $100. Tito Watts said in his police statement, "I don't care what the police say, the tickets are solid gold, and it was Jesus who gave them to me behind the KFC and said to sell them so I could get me some money to go to outer space. You should arrest Jesus because he's the one who gave me the golden tickets and said to sell them. I'm willing to wear a wire and set Jesus up." The couple had apparently earned over $10,000
Wait.
gold, who got arrested in Florida for selling
tickets to heaven. So are these like the golden tickets in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? Tickets to heaven. Admit one. So what do you say? They're like, hey man, you send here. Don't worry, I got you. You go straight up there. Hey, you send. Hey, I got you, man. And how much did he say?
Tickets to enter heaven at a price of $100.
$100 each. Oh my god! And not only that,
Tito Watts said
he said that Jesus gave to him behind a KFC and said to sell them so I could get me some money to go to outer space. What do you mean? Like travel outer space? Oh, that's gonna be expensive. I met an alien named Stevie. And if I got the cash together, he'd take me and my wife on his flying saucer to his planet, and that made entirely of drugs. Bro, where's... Oh my god, I think this one takes the cake. And not only that, he snitched and sold out Jesus. So he's selling tickets that gets people to where Jesus is, and now he's trying to set him up. I'm willing to wear a wire and set Jesus up. Come on, man. Oh, well, I guess I can think of two people right now that are not going to get into heaven.
Police statement, I don't care what the police say. The tickets are solid money to go to outer space. A wire and set Jesus up. The couple had apparently earned over $10,000 from the stunt, meaning that
Wait, so they made $100 each on each ticket and $10,000. So they sold 100 tickets. So let me get this straight. Right now, my YouTube revenue is not that high. I'm barely making a little over $100 a month. And on top of that, I have a job. And I'm not even close to making, I'm barely making like what, barely like 2K a month. I'm comfortable sharing that. And I share the payments and responsibilities with my dad, who also pays, and we pay everything together to like maintain this apartment and all the utilities and gas and food and everything. So to get $10,000 in cash, it's going to take me a few months. And you're telling me these people have been already made $10,000 in cash, so they sold 100 tickets? Bro, who bought those too? I'm just really... Well, I'm really curious as to the reaction of the people who actually bought them. They're going to be like, hey, don't worry, I got us. I mean, I got myself. I mean, admit one, so I'm going to heaven. What about you, man? You got to figure it out.
that they were able to find people even dumber than them, one of which might have been Ruben Zarate. While attempting to rob a muffler shop in 2008, Zarate was told that the shop couldn't access the money safe without their manager, who didn't begin his shift until later that afternoon. Instead of bailing on the robbery, Zarate instead gave them his phone number, asking them to give him a ring the next time the manager was in. They did so later that afternoon, although after returning to the store, Zarate received no money and was instead met by police and charged with aggravated robbery. Then there was the man who gave the people he was robbing something.
Let me get this straight. He came and said, hey, give me the money. Oh, no, here, I'll come back later, all right? I'll come back later, all right? Don't be calling no police. Arrested. Dude, that's crazy.
Even stupider. The unnamed robber walked into a London bank carrying a gun and a bag, which he'd take to the front desk before demanding £700,000 in cash from the bank worker. But after making his demands, the crook handed over his gun to the cashier instead of the bag. Investigating authorities stated, the guess is that he is very inexperienced and panicked when he approached the cashier, handing over his gun instead of a bag by mistake. But it was Trevor Jones who let
I want to know what the reaction the cashier had. Like, instead of getting the bag, he gave the gun. It's like, okay, well, get on the ground. Oh, that was funny.
Approached the cashier, handing over his gun instead of a bag by mistake. But it was Trevor Jones who left an even more damning piece of evidence at his crime scene. After breaking into a house in Atlanta, Jones took a moment to check his Facebook on the owner's computer before leaving without logging out. Less than 3 years later, a similar story entered news headlines, reading a 26-year-old Minnesota man has been tracked down by police after leaving his Facebook profile logged in at a house he allegedly robbed, although this story has a much funnier ending. The homeowner decided decided to message the robber via his Facebook, stating, "You left a few things at my house last night, how can I get them back to you?" Which was followed by the robber agreeing to come back to the home so he could collect the stuff he forgot. However, the robber didn't get any of his items back and was instead arrested while still wearing a watch that he'd stolen from the night before. While both of these idiots used social media poorly, at least they didn't brag about the robbery in a YouTube video, as is what happened in the bizarre case of Hannah Sabata. In 2012, at the age of 19, Sabata stole $6,000 from a bank in Nebraska, and while almost anybody else would have simply kept quiet, Hannah instead took to her YouTube channel Jelly Beanie to upload a video to
Bro, she even named it Chick Bank Robber. Hey, she got millions of views, but I just stole a car and robbed a bank. Now I'm rich. I can pay off my college financial. No, you're not.
Titled Chick Bank Robber, in which he'd straight up admit to having
Wait, I can pay off my college financial aid, and tomorrow I'm going for a shopping spree. Bite me. I love Green Day. And the fact that she's in college too.
just committed a robbery. She'd then discuss her entire methodology for the crime while showing the money and the amount that had been stolen, before concluding the video by describing the vehicle she had used and that it had its license plates removed. This information eventually resulted in Hannah Sabata's arrest and sentencing of 10 to 20 years prison, done so in a public courtroom filled to maximum capacity with people who had seen the video. Just 2 years prior to this, 21-year-old Frank Singleton was being released from Palm Beach County Jail, having just served time for a trespassing charge. The only issue was he didn't have a car to leave the jail, so he decided to steal one from the visitors' parking lot, yet the car he decided to steal was a manual and he could only drive auto. Singleton sat in the car looking like an idiot before being arrested and sentenced to a further 6 years in prison, telling deputies that he tried to take the car because he didn't feel like walking to his home about 6 miles away.
Let me get this straight. So you walked out of the gate. Freedom. You literally had your chance of freedom. And you decided to commit a crime in the one area you were locked up. And dude, come on, it's only 6 miles away. Dude, I don't care if it was 10 miles away or 20 miles away. I'm walking, I'm running. Because, hey, it's freedom. Because you don't have to be in prison anymore. And yeah, for me too, I don't know how to drive stick as well. Because, I mean, like, I'm pretty sure my dad knows, but we don't have that kind of car. But, man, dude, he just messed up really badly. I can't tell which was worse, this one or the selling tickets to heaven one.
And while you may be sat here thinking that these criminals can't get any dumber, it's time to introduce 53-year-old Michael Anthony Fuller. While it's common knowledge that the US banknote doesn't go any higher than $100, Fuller had the genius idea to create a counterfeit $1 million note before trying to use it at his local Walmart. He loaded his cart with a vacuum cleaner, a microwave, and various other items totaling $472 before handing the $1 million note to the cashier, expecting $999,000.
Dude, that's a lot of change. But not only that, dude, he put some serious work and detail into this. Like, he's got the reserve note. He's got the red, purple line going down the middle. He has Benjamin Franklin. He has the font. He has the United States of America. Dude, he put some serious work into this. I'm actually curious to see what it looks like on the backside.
$528 in change. Needless to say, Walmart wasn't able to facilitate this, and instead store staff called police. Fuller was later charged with attempting to obtain property by false pretense and uttering a forged instrument.
Oh man, dude. I needed that. That was a good laugh. Well, I mean, I don't know if you guys were laughing as hard as I was, but I was laughing pretty hard. I say the best one for me would be actually, you know what? I can't choose one, so I'm gonna choose two. The selling tickets to heaven one, and actually, you know what? I'm gonna do my top three. The number one would be the selling tickets to heaven, and then the second one would be the one where he tried to steal the car in the parking lot. After he just got released, he just went back in. So that man literally said freedom, and then 2 minutes later, oh no, turn around, you're going back in. And the third one would be the YouTube video. Man, dude, I don't know why people see crimes as a flex. That's not something you're supposed to do. Actually, you're not supposed to be doing crimes at all. Man, but hey, put it down in the comments below. Which crime was your favorite? Like, which one did you really enjoy the most? But I say those 3 were the best. So basically, bottom line, just be honest and treat other people with kindness, and also just go to school, get an honest job. I know it's gonna take a while to get to like maybe at a certain point like be wealthy or making 6 figures, something like that, but at least you're gonna stay out of prison and have a clean record. So overall, don't do the crime if you can't do the time. Because for me, I don't even have a parking or speeding ticket, not a single one, and I don't have any crimes or anything like that. Well, then again, if I did have one, I can't even join the military. But just you guys just stay out of trouble, be good, and do the right thing even when no one's looking. That's all I gotta say. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, because I really did. If you guys have any other videos just like this one, please put it down in the comments below. I'll check it when I can, but this one really was funny. I don't know which one's funnier, this one or the dumb Gen Z videos that can't answer basic questions one. Now hit that notification bell so you know when I drop another video, and thank you so much for your guys' support. I really do appreciate it. It's what keeps the channel going, and with anything else, I'll see you guys next time.